That's amazing. The issue is going to be, obviously, there's going to be a crazy amount of volume on it. So, we'll have to be careful. This is probably something we let it blow through and then, late day fade kind of thing. I mean, it's pretty amazing, though. This thing, I mean, it looked like a zero just a few days ago. No shares of what? Yeah, I think we got to put it, we'll put on the list, play it. We'll find, there's always something. How is there no shares? Ain't that something? Well, we'll fuck around with it, but you're at a nice level here. I wouldn't chase this thing up. I mean, this company's probably zero for the most part. Wendy's, man, that's amazing. Wendy's back from the dead. This I didn't know even was a thing anymore. Man, I used to love the Wendy's. I mean, they used to have the best nuggets. A little junior bacon cheeseburger with some nuggets and a $1 milkshake. Man, you can't even beat that. I don't know what's going on with this, but it's got crazy good range. Fuck it. Add it. All right, let's see what else we got. S-Fix. Updates. Fiscal loss narrows as revenue rises. Blah, 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 blah. Man. You got a nice bottoming pattern here. This is the season to do this stuff. I'd actually roll with this, all right? There's two problems with S-Fix. Number one, it's a fucking retail company. Retail companies suck to trade. But this is like the type of stock that is squeezing in this market, meaning you're getting these bottoming plays, and when they start clearing out some levels and filling some, longer term gaps, they really have a lot of room to squeeze up. I'd actually add this. Probably this is a play. You got to let it, because it's a retail stock, you got to let it play out at the open. The first dip, we can come in hot on it. We'll hit it and see if it holds. This may have a little bit of a squeeze on it. Earnings plays were left for dead for a long time, but the last, I would say, about couple of weeks, we have seen a lot better reaction to PRs and earnings than we were having before. If you look at like Docu and stuff like that, like we're having a lot better reaction to earnings than we were like a couple months ago, where every single stock was fading off on earnings. Now they're starting to actually follow through the way they're supposed to. You've got a level here around 60. Let's roll with this thing, and we'll dicker and deal with it a little bit later. Boom, 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 boom. Does this have earnings on today? I'm not sure about this data. Man, this thing is actually always thin past. Leads is a big slut. Not that there's anything wrong with that, people. You are who you are, right? Nothing wrong with that. But, man, that thing's really hard to trade. The problem with leads is that it's just herky-jerky. There's nothing, the chart is fine and stuff like that, but this thing is herky-jerky. I mean, you can get dicker dealed on that thing. Now, Workcock, this thing looks nice. Like, this thing is, this company's probably turn 2, but you got a level setting up around here. You've consolidated that, like, opening spike, which looked like it, the way it faded off was most likely a pump. But now you've consolidated and built up those gains. I think that this one's probably got a chance. Let's add that to the gapper list. Bingo. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name-o. Hey, this is not a bad, with like Clove and some of these other turds going, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a couple of these, cheaper like fake biotech medical companies start to go. This is the time to do it when you have like that like really tight range. So Bingo, eyes, those could work. No small caps for me. It's Tuesday. Yeah, I got to go to church today and stuff. Yeah, CCL looks okay. I would roll with that. I'd roll with it. No Bingo for me. Man, fucking GME's got earnings out tomorrow. You know, you got this rounding pattern. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing go on like a last gasp run into the earnings. The old high was like 333. These earnings are going to suck. I mean, but it may not matter. You may just get into this one last pump. You can roll with those. Same thing with BlackBerry. You know, these are, after this push, these are dead cat bounces most likely. But you can still get like a good dead cat bounce off these things for the next day or two. GME's earnings are out tomorrow, so that's probably most likely when the music ends. I mean, those earnings are going to be dog shit for the most part. So, okay, I got an idea of what's squeezing now. You guys see what's happening. Even AMC, if it probably rips over 60, maybe you get a little juice on it. You can see here. It's a 15-minute chart. The 60 level will be important on it. I do not plan on playing this at all. This is the type of stock that usually will get me in trouble. Just because, like, in general, I'm good with the fast stocks, but I'm not good with the fast and thick stocks for some reason. Never have been. You know, just not my thing. Yeah, you know, so look, if these two start to go, this cost is like right on the 9 EMA. So you got this breakout, pullback into support. I mean, that's gonna have a decent shot on it too. I don't plan on playing any of these meme thingies. I mean, there's just so many plays out there in terms of regular stocks that are running, I think are just easier. Top picks for today, Skills. Next one, Workhorse. Next one, Ride. I think these are just gonna be easier to play, frankly. Space has got a nice looking breakout on it too. You had a MPC yesterday. You see that end of day run? There's a little bit of a shakeout. Guys, there's one thing to remember in the market. This happens quite a bit. You know, you'll often have like trending periods in the market, and then you can see like this 2-hour shakeout that comes out of nowhere. It surprises you, but when you get so extended, that's just what happens. You know, you saw that with like, you know, ZM2 is at 344, and then boom, it just busts down to 336. These are just shakeouts, you know, and we want those. You know, a lot of times when the market's grinding, we get really bored, and then when you get a little bit more action, we get a little bit nervous about it. But they end up, you know, in a hot market, these kind of dips end up getting bought. So watch like how a stock reacts around the VWAP. See if it starts to remount that area. And that's really the sign of a bullish market. Like when you get like these kind of shaken banks in the middle of the day and then they pop right back, that's a really healthy sign on the market. You can see like even on Space, right? You know, you spend like a good hour and a half just dumping off and then you forget about it and then you back to the races. Let's take a look at PLBY. So I would add Space, Skills, Ride, Workhorse, Fubo. Fubo had some news out. You know, that's probably why we don't have to play the memes. There's more than enough range out there. I mean, you can dicker and deal with some of these other companies, but that's not, you know, anything. It looks like PLBY had an offering out yesterday. Not a huge one. Actually, it is a big one. $4 million, it's a $50 stock, 200 million, it's only $1 billion company. Yeah, 10% worth, give or take. I don't know, Brody, if the offering is really that juicy where you want to short it in a hot market. Sometimes in a hot market, offering is a good thing. You know, it's more like if there's like an ATM out there, like a monster ATM out there that they could just use at will, that's more tricky than like a 4 million share offering that may just get bought up at some point. Tiger had an offering too. Let's see here. 6 million shares too. It's probably not. It's probably not big enough to ruin it. Yeah, it's probably not big enough to ruin it, but probably these are stayaways for today. You know, I haven't been petting the cat at all. It's just a terrible chart. It's got no liquidity left, Usman. So the thing with the cat is like, whoo, you can't pet the cat unless the kitty is ready. You know, you just can't do it. So we got to leave that one alone, I think. Let's see, we got so. Hey, that's a bottoming pattern right there. This is probably more of a swinger because the ATR just gone to shit on it. But that's a nice bottoming pattern. Laser looks pretty good. We got a 2-day break over here, so 25.38. I would put an alert right at 25.50. I think we'll be in good spots. We got laser, we got workhorse, we got skills, and we got Fubo. And I would go with ride. Man, it's like January all over again for us. Just going back to our old names when life was good and Blizzy actually had some money in his pocket. Life was good. We had promise. Now these things are back. Now we're coming back on it though, Blizzy. This is like your revenge tour. This is like a Guns N' Roses revenge tour for you. I would even roll with XL here. You got a nice rounding pattern on this one. Same thing with RMO. You got a 3-day break here. Keep an eye at 1026, give or take. Those are the best ones. I don't think we need anything else. You know, Vuzi looks okay. You got a range break here. 2046. Those are the heaters. What am I missing? What am I missing, friends? It's the Vuzi. It's a Vuzi. Yeah, you got these bottoming patterns are the hot plays right now. Vuzi's got some heat to it. JMIA looks good too. You know, it's more of a grinder. Like you're just not getting that hot range on it. But it looks okay. Be big. You know, I haven't really looked at this stock before, but I mean, you do have also probably a level here you can play around. Yeah, the one thing you have to be careful of is, I mean, really, like, everybody likes to say the word short squeeze, but, like, how many shorts are really in this be big? Like, how many people can short $4 stocks anyways? Most of you guys are trading at Robinhood and stuff. Yeah, you know, maybe you get 20% shorts max. It looks okay. It's not my particular flavor just because I don't like to do small caps on Tuesdays. But in general, it looks okay. What else, you guys? You guys got my list. I mean, Groves looks okay. It looks like a lot of stocks in the market where you just have like this bottoming pattern and it's starting to range out a little bit. It's not hot, but ain't not hot. It ain't hot, but ain't not hot. Oh, fucking leave it to Jordan Axelrod to come up with the most random tickers. Yo, when the tickers like look like this, where they look like, you know, like a old Tron or Atari video game, I always say no. Yeah, if it looks like an Atari game, you say no. Yeah, let me take a look at Yala. Yeah, it looks okay. Too slow. In this market, what we need is heat, right? But heat without like getting, you know, you don't want to get stuck in some, you don't want to get stuck into some meme game where you're the last man to the gangbang. You know, that's the problem with these like kind of things like AMC and stuff. It's probably if it gets over 60, maybe it goes. But in the end, at this level, you are the last man to the gangbang, playing this. I mean, maybe, thing is, depends. If you just got out of prison, being the last man to the gangbang is a good thing, right? Like, but if you're not in prison, then being the last is not good. You want to be first. Maybe even a nice second, I would even, depending on, the situation, I might even be third. But I don't think I want to be after third. I mean, that's just, now you're getting into a dangerous zone. Like, that's a danger zone. We don't want to be that. So that's the problem with these things. You got maybe one more trade in them. And then you got to be, I think you got to be a little bit mindful. This big C is hot. Actually, let's add this. Who just said that? Joe? This thing is hot. Add that to the list. You got range break here. It looks a lot like Snow and ZM. I like these kind of big techs. I do think they got bottoming patterns here. Big C, you got Snow, you got ZM. All of these got the same look. Whoever, Joe Smith, good job. Sweet. That's the list. I'm sticking to it. Jay Joshi, for 3 days of hotness. Try not to screw up today. Docky's not top of the list now because you've had a few big up days. And probably we need a rest day. Good. You know what? EH is fine. Fuck. I mean, how big a watch list can we do? This is a Buenos and a no Buenos. Alright, so we got Fubo, Workhorse, Clove, Win. Good. Listen, how many stocks do we have? This is crazy. I'm taking Jizz off. Actually, I'll keep Jizz on the list just because it's just fun to say. Riot Mara, these things are just turds. We've had them on the list for so long. I think I've just been keeping them for old time's sake. But they're done. They're done. Bitcoin could be at fucking 90,000. Those things are probably going to sit around. Airbnb looks fine too. That's the list. I'm sticking to it, guys. Let's have some fun. Yesterday was hot. The day before was a little bit better. The day before that was slightly better than the better. And the day before, the better than the better than the better was not that good. So we could use a hot day. Let's have some fun. Let's go do what we do, which is the do.